On this video, we're going to talk about getting a construction contract in place. Before I start, I want to make a few notes and clarifications. I'm not giving any legal advice over here. I'm not an attorney. I'm not representing anyone. And you should do your due diligence. Getting a contract in place is a um, legal tool that will help you to protect yourself and your investment. You want to make sure you're doing the right you're approaching it the right way, you're getting the right contract in place. Most contractors will offer their own contract, and like I said before, you want to see a sample of their contract and how exactly it's drafted. You might be okay with it, you might not, but it's important to understand construction is a lengthy process with a lot of moving parts into it, with a lot of liabilities and warranties included in it. A lot of people are going to be working on it, and you should protect you, and you're going to spend, of course, a lot of money on it, so you should protect yourself doing so. Now, with that being said, there's a few basic sections you should have in any contract, and that's, of course, the information of both parties, you and your contractor. With your contractor, you need to have his full name, business name, address, phone numbers, license number, insurance numbers, and so forth. You want to have the start date and end date, approximate end date for the project. If there's financing involved, then what is the financing plan, how it's going to work, and how exactly he's going to get paid, so he will be aware of it as part of the contract as well. What are the stages of payment? That's what I said before. You want to have a breakdown of the different trades. You want to make sure that you're not paying for things that are not completed. So when you have a breakdown of the different trades, of the different elements that's going to take place, you know that you're paying for a certain amount as you go, knowing that it was completed or half completed. So when your contractor is invoicing you, he's invoicing you based on what was completed. So you want to have that part of the contract. What are the materials that's going to be used? Of course, needs to be there. What is the guarantee that the contractor will file all necessary permits? What are the change orders provisions? Because if you're going to have change orders on your project, you want to know how exactly it's going to be addressed. All the information about the warranties and who will be covering those warranties. What a requirement that your contractor will obtain lien releases, and we'll talk about those lien releases later, but you want to have it in writing that he will get lien releases from suppliers and from subcontractors along the way before you're making any payments. And of course, a termination clause. Very important. It could be, and it happens a lot, that you want to terminate your contract with him because whatever. You want to have it in writing how you are terminating the contract between you two and how exactly it's going to be done, and if there's any fees that are due for terminating, and make it clear that you know exactly how it's going to be done. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to share my screen with you again to show you a few resources you could go and get different contracts. Again, this is just a recommendation. If you feel that you need to have an attorney to draft a contract for you, you can reach out to an attorney to draft a contract. If the contract that the contractor is presenting is good enough for you, that's great as well. If not, I'm going to show you a few resources you can use and see if any of those is going to work for what you need. Okay, so if you want to get some reference on getting some templates for a contract that you can put in place together with your contractor, the first website I'm going to recommend you to visit is going to be legaltemplates.net. Once you get here, just on the search bar and enter construction. Just a second, construction contract agreement. Click on it. And then it's going to take you here to the next phase, and you're going to put in California, for example. You're going to do create document, and basically it's going to take it through the process of completing the document for you. Okay, we're going to do the owner is an individual. Owner name, you're going to put your name. We can do skip, whatever we'll do. Skip. put the information of your property. One owner, yes or no, we'll just skip. The contractor, is it individual, corporation, and so forth. Skip for now. Contractor address, contractor license number. What is the address of the property where the work will be performed? It's your property where the ADU is going to be built. Describe the work. Again, take the general description and put it over here. It's the general description that you have on your scope of work. If you want to attach any exhibits, okay, you can put a copy of your plans here if you want to. Skip. And when the work will start, completion, cost, how you're going to make payments, okay, and so forth. Basically, at the end of it, it's going to generate a document for you that you can use. Okay, that's one option. Another option called rocketlawyer.com. When you go here, same thing. Go to the search bar and click construction contract in documents. And 1 second. Oh, there we go. Again, California, that's the state. Make document. And this one will actually show you the document as you go. It's going to show you the preview of it every step of the way. Same process over here. You're going to put the date. Okay, let's put date. Continue. Is the provider construction services an individual or a company? Again, it will do company. Continue. Okay, so it's going to change the document, and you're going to see it changing as you go. At the end of it, you'll be able to download and print it. So again, it's not a legal advice, but I'm saying if you choose that you want to have your own contract, if you want to have a lawyer, if you're not happy with what the contractor provides, you have the resources to do so. You can always, by the way, get a copy of those and ask your contractor to supplement his contract with the items that you see that are missing. That's it on this one. And I'll see you and talk to you in the next video. One more thing I want to emphasize and talk about over here. If you chose to be an owner builder, meaning you're going to hire different trade people that's going to come and do the project for you, and you're not hiring a general contractor, you still want to have a contract in place with those different trade people. So make sure that if each trade that you're hiring, you have a contract with them in place. So it means that instead of having one contract with a general contractor, you're going to have several contracts. Do not skip this stage. Have it, even as an owner builder, you must have it for every single trade. Again, those contracts or one contract with a general contractor will protect you for any future inconvenience, any future dispute that might happen along the way. And unfortunately, it's very common to have some kind of disputes along the process. Some of them can be resolved with a conversation with a contractor during the project. Some of them can be resolved with a meeting, but in some cases it won't. And if you need some documentation that will protect you, it's those contracts. So again, if you have the option to consult with an attorney, do it. If you feel confident that the contracts that you can either get yourself or the contractors are providing are good enough, do it. But protect yourself.